And like,
I also think it's also incredibly important to realize that if we are saying that hip hop is like life, right? Or hip hop is life, right? Then we also need to understand that life is not always going to be bar heavy. Life is not always going to be super conscious. You as a person as well are never ever only one thing all the time.
right.
You have your ratchet side. You have your toxic side. You have your soft emotional side. And
I cried the last 2 minutes of every Scrubs episode.
so in that way there are elements of hip hop that will speak to those kinds of things. If you are in your ratchet mode, then maybe a bar heavy soundtrack is not what you're looking for.
I
But
agree. I agree.
you know what I mean? And that's how I look at it. And that's even also like when I speak about my show, and even when I'm speaking to my team, I remember early on in the days, like my team would be like, we'd be listening to music and they'd be like, how do you feel about the song? And I'd be like, personally, it's not for me. Personally, I don't like it. It's not for me. And they'd be like, oh, so does that mean that we're not going to play it on the show? And I'm like, that's definitely not what I'm saying. The show is mine, but it's not about me. And if we are only going to be
I agree with that. I mean,
and if we are only going to be playing music that I like, then we might as well just call it Azizz's podcast or Azizz's playlist or whatever the fuck. But if we're
right.
going to call a show a hip hop show, that's why my tagline for the show is for the love of hip hop, right? Because when you love someone, you might not necessarily like everything about them.
Facts. Scorpios. But go ahead.
You're starting, they're gonna come get you.
Yo, bring them.
But like somebody that you love, you don't necessarily like everything about them, but you like and love enough about them that these other things that you might not necessarily like, you can live with those things.